Welcome everybody to R Cubed. I'm your co-host Rob Mann, and I have opinions, though I'm quite tired today.
Raymond Penny. Looking forward to hearing Rob's opinions and then adding some of my own.
There we go. So this weekend, just FYI, I worked at the F1 Miami Grand Prix. That's why I'm wearing this amazing MSC Cruises hat. Shout out to MSC Cruises for deciding to build like a however many million yacht / cruise ship in the middle of a parking lot in Miami Gardens, Florida. That was a really cool experience. But Raymond, I'll give you the stats of I'll give you my averages. Are you ready? So 4 days, over the course of 4 days, on average, I walked 37,750 steps.
Pretty good.
And I walked 18.5
like 2 rounds of golf.
miles.
Like 2 rounds of golf.
On average.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
It doesn't mean like, plus I was carrying things while I was doing that. Usually cases of something. Hopefully soda, sometimes water, but it was all good. Really interesting, fun to watch. Got to see my boys Drees and Bill Hanlon. And I had some fun watching the races, which were really cool. I got to watch the end of F1 and F2, as well as some of the middle. Like when Antonelli passed, I think it was Norris to take the lead, like I was watching. And I had like a 360 view of the course. I could not go up to the top deck. There's a top deck, Raymond, where you could see like the whole, like entering the area and then around and then like coming out. But we couldn't go up there at the end during F1 because the global and North American CEOs of MSC Cruises and their families were up there entertaining.
Okay.
So I didn't think it was appropriate to be like,
hanging out
up there. Such fun to do their thing. But anyway, I had this fantastic captain's hat that Raymond is actually jealous of, I think.
Yeah, like it.
And I'm going to keep wearing it.
And is that the same place that the soccer's going to be?
Yeah, they have to break it down in like the next 3 weeks.
Yeah. Okay, good. Can't wait.
Like the first game is June 15th there.
Okay, so they've got 5 weeks.
45-ish days, yeah. I don't know. That cruise ship is probably going to get stored and reused. It was really cool. The Bagatelle group, the restaurant group, out of France, I think, were pretty awesome. That they were the inclusive food. So very cool. Anyway,
Game on.
All right,
what we're going to talk about. What's in your head?
All right, we got questions for Raymond. We're gonna get to know Raymond a little bit, and we're gonna ask him some questions. So he has no idea what I'm gonna ask him.
You're right.
So
I have no idea what you're going to ask me.
All right, and this is all created by AI. So here we go. So you're 20 plus years into the industry,
Yep.
Raymond?
Yep, 1998 I started, so 28 years.
What was the moment that you decided to stop being in the recruiting side of the house and start building technology or supporting?
2009. 2009.
And was there a moment?
Yeah, there was a moment when I realized that running projects for product inside, I'd probably learned enough to help build products and implement from the other side. So that was the turning point.
All this from being an accountant.
2009, December.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. So Kylo grew from obviously the original partners to over 50 plus people over the course, probably like over 100 over the course of the entire, alumni included.
Yeah, probably. Including yourself.
Yeah, exactly. What does that growth look like from the inside, and what nearly broke you along the way? Is there anything that broke you along the way as you were building Kylo?
I remember really wise words from someone who said, as you build your company, there are a number of transition points. Those numbers are 7 people, 20 people, 40 people, and 70 people. At 7 people, no one person can manage them all. At 20 people, you've got to this point where you've got to almost begin to have another layer. So you have 7, 1 manager. You get to 20 people, okay, maybe you need 3, and maybe you need another tier of management. When you get to 40, you've a lot of people who are being relying on you. Therefore, you can't do anything wrong. And people said when you get to 70, it was about right. And we've been to 70, we've been to 69, we've been to 72, we've been to 68, we've been around, and 70 feels about right. Did it ever break me? Previous business, I remember not having a good time in December 2012. And I learned a lot from it. And this time it was all ready. So there's never really been a horrible time. I think we did a project down in Australia for a big Australian company where we're taking 650 people live on the same day across 3 countries. That was a tough one.
That Comanche?
No, that was here. That was Kylo, definitely Kylo, and that was
Why would you bring all 3 countries live at the same time?
yeah, just had to get the because of the billing. We'd done all the training, we'd done so much bespoke stuff. That was hard, but everybody did a great job. That was probably the toughest.
All right. I think my favorite question so far that they created is, if you don't know, Kylo is actually headquartered, and they have an office in one place, and that is in the middle of on the northern coast of Scotland on an island called Orkney. How did we end up with the headquarters there? And obviously everybody else is remote except for the 20 or 30 people that live on Orkney that work here. Is it remote first philosophy or just how it happened? 51 now? That's impressive. Out of the 70-ish?
Yeah.
Nice.
We're remote. We're probably a combination. People who buzz off one another, they're better together. People who are near the customer and they may be doing project-related stuff, it's best that they can go visit the customer. Dev team, is good to have them congregating together. The product delivery team, I think and support, I think it's really important they're close and they can see each other. And we've got local delivery people in different countries, but we've got a good hub of people there. And yeah, for those that don't know, we are in an ex-toy shop, and the toy shop came up for sale. We bought it and we turned it into an office that could be anywhere. Could be anywhere.
Really nice office.
Looks like London. Could be London. Could be Sydney. Could be Miami. Or maybe not. Maybe it couldn't be Miami because it's not hot enough.
Everyone needs a captain hat if it's in Miami, buddy.
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right. This question was kind of interesting. You've predicted that recruitment databases will start populating themselves. I predicted that as well, RP. So not too far off. I think we're close, right?
Yeah.
To that, just
it's happening
all the time.
Happening now. If your database,
you've written about
if your database doesn't update itself now, then you're probably not enriching with the power that you could have. So after a call, the call goes to the database looks at the call, picks out the key bits, updates where there's a gap. Yeah, it's maybe not normal, but it's the top 20% of businesses are doing that today.
Agree. All right. You've written about the tension where AI matching tools seem to prefer CVs written by AI, and your own head of development is frustrated trying to tell what's genuine versus generated. How does that get resolved?
I think we have to go really quite quickly to a scenario where someone applies and maybe they've used AI, and I need my AI to talk to their AI to determine whether they're a real person, and then I'll book a time with a real person. Now, that's a bit of a giggle, but how it gets resolved, I think, is you saw this week verified by Spotify. I think we're going to get verified by Kylo. Let's make up a name. And that means, hey, you're a real person. You've got a history with me. We've been in contact with you. We maybe had you in a role. You've maybe applied before and you didn't get the job. I think those things are going to gain you verification points. And those verification points are going to move you up a list. And therefore, what currently is a resume, as you would expect today, will become a series of either references or work history.
Verification checks.
Yeah. And therefore, you're going to get more ticks.
Okay. I like it. All right. You've argued that 2026 decisions need receipts, and that question has shifted from can we automate this to can we explain this? What does explainability actually look like in practice for a recruitment agency?
I think you're in a situation that you have to be able to, you need to understand what stuff's doing. If you're allowing things to happen by themselves, you need to be able to explain it. And if at a point you decide that you're passing it on to, oh, the system did it, then that's a really poor answer. So I think glass box explanation of how you use AI within different situations is one. Understanding of your automations. Hey, how many times have you done an automation and then down the line someone forgot it ran? And yeah, that's an automation we've got that changes the status, that triggers an email, that does an update, and you forgot about it. So I just think you've got to be able to understand how things work, just even from your own health. How's it work?
All right. You cited Amara's Law recently that the short-term impact of AI in recruitment is greatly overestimated and the long-term impact greatly underestimated.
Love that line. Love it. Love the law.
What's the underestimated long-term thing people aren't talking about yet?
I think agents will speak to agents.
Okay.
So companies will have companies agents or recruitment agents will clarify things through the verified, and the ability to search will become, it's like what Google did. Google are trying to make websites easier to find for agents, and people will make themselves easier to find for agents. And that's maybe like what, 18 months away.
Listen, Coach Prime always said, I'm not hard to find.
Yeah.
You have no idea who Coach Prime is.
No, I have no idea.
All right. Deion Sanders. All right. I think you know who
that is. I know who that is, yeah.
You've noted that 65% of today's primary school children will work in jobs that don't exist yet, and that candidates and clients of the 2030s will arrive with completely different expectations of how hiring works. I hope they do. Otherwise, it'd be like, what's the point?
Be terrible.
What should recruitment agencies be doing right now to prepare for that world?
I think that everyone needs to realize that what they did 2 years ago, 4 years ago, 6 months ago has changed already. And as you onboard new people into your organization, you should not, it needs to flip a little bit. That as well as you onboarding them to you, that you should be onboarding from them to you and what their expectations are, how you could improve, and doing that sort of 360 thing. I really love the idea of having a young person with an old person like me explaining what it's like to be young. It's like me having a conversation with you. I find out what it's like to be young.
Not that much younger than you.
Yeah, but
it's okay.
Conceptually.
Mm-hmm. All right. You describe your job as being a great adventure. What does Kylo look like in 5 years?
I can't tell you. I don't think he could do anything in 5 years. I can probably see 3 years, maybe. 5 years takes us to 2031. 2032 is where everyone says that AGI, ASI, robots, self-driving everything will be in the world of abundance. Bitcoin will be $2 million a coin. And I've no idea what it's going to look like. Those roles that youngsters of today don't know what they're going to be. I just can't even imagine how it maps on.
Yeah, that's fair. All right. Overall, how do you think AI did creating questions for you?
I thought they were very balanced. There was quite a recency bias, as it sounded quite a.
I gave it your Substack.
Yeah,
I gave it your LinkedIn and your Substack.
No, I think all of that's good. One of the things it's really good at is when I don't know how many times or if you've done an interview with an AI chatbot, and I test lots of them, and the interesting part is how well it picks up on things and asks a supplementary question. And I think that this is just the first instance of how quickly it could be done. So any recruiter who asks a rubbish question that doesn't reference somebody's resume, work experience, or whatever else is generally available has failed. So I think you've done a great job. I think hopefully it was Claude, because Claude knows me well. If it was GPT.
Yeah, it was Claude.
Yeah, Claude knows me well. Probably went, hey, that's Raymond. I know what he's doing.
Like, I'm going to go hack his AI and see what he's thinking.
Yeah, no, you did well.
Well, that's all I got for you, Mr. Penny.
No, thank you very much. I'll have to do it in reverse. I'll have to do it in reverse.
I should have gotten you a captain's hat. I'm sorry. I couldn't find any at the last day.
Yeah, one day.
But yeah, appreciate you. And we'll see you guys next week.
Yeah, go take some rest.
I am. Don't worry.
All right. Cheers,
bye, guys.
Bye.
Thank you for tuning into R-Cubed, where Rob and Raymond talk recruitment, AI automation, same stuff, training,
If you found anything of use in this episode, if you learned something, if we made you think, if you're going to bring something back to your team, make sure you subscribe and hit the like button. We appreciate it, and I hope you enjoy. Cheers.